This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Mezco 112 Collective Cyclops. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard 112 box, with the X-Men logo at the center. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images and panels showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here is Cyclops out of the box. And oh man, this is a really good figure from Mezco. I am super stoked that we're getting Cyclops in the 112 Collective line, and this is a really good version of the character. The soft goods, the accessories, the LED features, everything about this guy is incredibly kick-ass, and I am super stoked to add another X-Men to the collection. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a closer look at his accessories. So for Cyclops, we do get a good amount of accessories. Starting off, we get 2 interchangeable head sculpts, 5 extra visors, some having effect pieces, and 3 pairs of interchangeable hands. And lastly, we also get his leather jacket and a circular base stand with the X-Men logo printed atop. We also get a clear articulated arm that articulates at 4 points with a clip. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Cyclops. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Cyclops. And yes, this is a character that we desperately needed in the 112 line. And I'm super stoked that we're getting more X-Men characters, and this just feels right. I love this so much. This is definitely going to be, I'm saying right now, in my top 10 Mezco figures of the year. I freaking love this dude, and you know, I haven't actually had a Cyclops figure, I think, since I was a kid with the old like Toy Biz toys from like the 90s X-Men toy line. I think that was like the last time I had a Cyclops, maybe. But this is so good, dude. I love what they've done here. So you can see I actually do have him with his leather jacket on. I think that looks really cool. I'm super stoked that we even got the jacket. It looks really, really nice. Again, that leather type of material. And then we have that like softer, different type of flexi material right there and around the wrist. I think that's really, really cool. And it actually does have a working zipper. I love that. I always really do love that. No bendy wire in the actual like lining and stuff like that. I kind of wish there was. I think that would have been really cool, but not a big deal. Everything about that looks really good. Just love the fact that we even got the leather jacket with that. So let me take the hands off right here. I'm gonna pull the arms back, and then we're just gonna slide this off right here. Just give it a little pull, and we can take that off. Then we're gonna put these hands back on like so, like that. And then we're gonna take a closer look at the rest of the figure. And oh my god, this looks so good, dude. So the whole bodysuit is like, of course, like this, like almost like spandex mixed with like this like pleather like material. It is so well done, man. Oh my god, I love this, and I love how Mezco does like their own kind of like take and look on like different classic suits. So you have all this like lining and things like that all throughout the figure. In my opinion, I love it. I know some people aren't really into it. I personally am. It just gives a really updated look to a very classic look, and I really dig that. You got the straps, and these stay still. Like, I know like people having trouble with the Marvel Legends with these things falling down, sliding up and down and whatnot. These stay in place, so I'm not sure if they're glued or what, but those hold there very nicely. The boots look good too. You can see how there's like a flat yellow and then more of like a polished yellow in certain areas. That's so dope, dude. Nice tread on the feet. Cyclops' butt right there. There's a little thread coming out of his butt, but not a big deal. This whole harness looks really cool. I love that. And what I do like about it is that like it has this like darker wash inside the lines to give it a little more depth and detail. You can really see that sculpt a little more. I love they got the X-Men logos on there. I think it's so freaking cool, dude. hands, the wrist guards, and the X on the back of the hands. Those look really cool. I love this. And I'm gonna bring in the X-Men Deadpool we got a couple years ago. The two blues are different. I wish they matched a little more. Like I always said, this one was a kind of a weird, more turquoise color, and this is just a straight up blue. I wish the Deadpool was a little more like this Cyclops. But what I'm talking about, you can see in Deadpool's harness, I kind of wish it had more of that dark lining inside the paint of that, in some like the pouches and whatnot, instead of just looking like a simple yellow. This looks a lot better, so you can really see how they've upped their game with certain things. Small things just like that really go a long way, so that's pretty cool too. And I'll even bring in the yellow tiger stripe Wolverine, and this is something I will note too. Like I wish they would have done a more brighter blue for Wolverine. You can see he has a more darker blue. And it's not a big deal to a lot of people. Just for me, I kind of wish it were that way. So it's really, really nitpicky, but it's not an issue. But it still works pretty good. I love that. Just seeing these two side by side is so freaking rad, dude. Makes me think of that 90s X-Men cartoon with all the drama and Jean Grey. Yup. I love that so much. But again, this guy is just so beautiful looking. I love it, man. What a great looking figure. Alright, so now let's check out his accessories. So first and foremost, we of course get the stand with the X-Men logo like that and the clear articulated arm. I always say these are the best stand and action figures, and I truly mean that. They're really, really good. But we also do get two head sculpts. So we have the standard head here, which looks really nice. Just a pretty simple, straightforward head. The hair looks great. The visor looks nice. Everything about the paint looks really, really good. We also do get a really nice like yelling head with the teeth, and the open mouth looks so good. Even the sculpt on the brow look really nice. And even the hair is like kind of flaring back in comparison to the first head sculpt. So you could tell he's just like really pissed and really like blasting a really large optic blast, which is really cool. I think that's so awesome how they did both these head sculpts. Now we also do get interchangeable hands. We do get a pair of close-fisted hands, those are the ones you get come packaged in the box. We do get a pair of open palm hands for more like stylized posing. Then we get two hands, which is a pair of like one is one side for our right, the right hand is a more like karate chopping hand, or like, you know, leading the X-Men into a charge or something like that. And then the left hand is for, with the two fingers, for pressing like the side of his visor so he could release his optic blast. Now, quick thing, remind me in the comments, because I've seen pictures of him in comics where he doesn't have to press his visor, but he's still blasting his optic blast. Like, does he have to do that anymore? I really don't remember. So maybe that was just an artist thing, interpretation thing, and they just did whatever they wanted to do it somewhere, whatever. Either way, it's still very cool. Okay, now we also do get some interchangeable visors. So we do get these two heads. Now each one of them has where you could be able to remove the visor, and I'll show you what that is about shortly. But we also do get a third visor. I guess just in case you lose one, you have an extra one right there, which is always appreciated. We have one with the little energy curl coming off the end of the edge of the visor like that. We get two of those again, so it's really cool that we have extras. We also get this optic beam blast, which is really nice. You see how then a clear translucent blue plastic looks really, really cool. Then we get the larger one, which is him super pissed and just shooting this giant blast. That is so well done. The clear red looks so freaking good. So again, you're just gonna pull this off like so, and you can see him without anything. I know it looks a little weird. And you can plug in any of the blasts like so, and it holds onto there very nice. And I just think that looks super cool, dude. How rad is that, man? Oh, I love Mezco so much. What's cool is, and you could tell there was like a little curl or a little indentation right there that shows you where the nose is. So it's pretty easy to show which is up and down. But even this larger blast holds and stays in there very nicely. Now, I don't know if I would pose him on my shelf with this larger blast. It would just wear down the figure, I think, over time. But for like taking pictures of it, it holds on there very nice. You see I'm moving around and it's not coming out. It's staying in there really good. And oh my god, this is such a good Cyclops figure. I love it so much, man. So I'm going to put this back on, and I'm going to take off the head like so. It is on a standard ball pig, not really. So what this is, you can see it looks a little funky. You're actually going to give it a little turn and then pull out, and you can see into the little cylinder, like a little drum, and this is where you're going to put in the batteries. You can see it does have a little on and off switch right there. You're going to switch it to on like so, and now we get a little LED light in there. And you can see how that groove is, a little out groove. You can turn that in and give it a little turn, and then we're going to put the visor on, and if you could darken it up a little bit, you can kind of see how it is glowing. Even if I turn off my light right here, you can see how it glows, and it's pretty faint, but if you turn off all the lights, it looks really, really good. It shines way brighter than you probably think it would. Kind of even lightens up the whole head. So you can see that with the standard visor. We can see it with the visor with a little curl at the edge, which looks really cool. We can see it with your the small optic blast, which again looks really nice, and again it shines a lot brighter than you probably think it would. Even with the larger blast, it looks good too, again with all the lights off. It's not quite powerful enough to show all the way through the end of the larger blast, but it still works pretty good, and I love that. Now it does hinder articulation, and I'll show you that shortly, but it's still very cool that we have this kind of Cyclops where you could do that in interchangeable blasts. I mean, oh my goodness, dude. I love this Cyclops, and this might be one of my favorite Cyclops figures that's ever been made. The only company that I could think of that would make another Cyclops that I would love is maybe a Rebel Tech. I think that would be super awesome, but we'll wait and see. But man, this guy just comes with so much good stuff. Alright, now let's show off his articulation. So again, the head is on that ball joint. It rolls around a bit, does turn left and right. You're only going to look up about that much, down not really, because the neck is that cylindrical piece instead of an actual ball peg. You can't look all that down, but what that is mostly for, it's to keep the head up sturdy when you're putting in these types of effects, so it won't droop down, with the extra neck ball peg. So it really does help with that. So it's going to be really up to you what you think is more important, holding up those blasts or looking down further with the ball peg. So I understand why they did it that way. I wish they would have found out a way to make it an extra ball peg to look down a little more and move around a little more. But for me, it's not a big deal all that much. Arms go all the way up, down, up and out. No butterfly joint, rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbows, rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. We get a double ball peg in the midsection, so that rolls around, does turn left and right, pivot side to side, and crunches back and forth. We got hip joints that kick forward that far, back a little bit, splits about that far, rotation in the upper thigh, double jointed knees, practically almost kick himself in his own butt. Rotation at the boot a little, ball peg at the ankle, so those roll around left and right, up and down, and a decent ankle rocker. So overall, I think this guy is incredible, man. I am in love with this piece. I want more X-Men. I know we're getting a Gambit, like that more, almost like a 90s Gambit, but obviously done in the Mezco style. I love that. I want a Rogue. I want Beast. I want a Professor X in his chair. I think that would be incredible. But this guy is so good, man, and what a great figure, and definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Mezco comparison, here he is standing next to the 112 Collective X-Men Deadpool and Tiger Stripe Wolverine. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Mezco 112 Collective Cyclops. Now overall, I think this is an incredible figure, and I love everything that Mezco has done here. Taking that 90s era Cyclops and mixing him with that Mezco style really works for me. The soft goods are so well done. I really love the fact that we even got the leather jacket, and everything about the sculpt and paint is gorgeous. The articulation is very good, with the exception of that neck peg, but I totally understand why they did it. The weightness of those effect pieces can hinder articulation and would weigh that head totally down. So again, I totally get it. The LED feature works very nicely, and just everything about this is perfect in my opinion for a Cyclops figure. I definitely hope we get more X-Men characters on the line, and I am super stoked to add this guy to the shelf. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.